Hi, I'm Chris Luck, and welcome to the Membership Method Masterclass. In this lesson, we're going to cover the fundamentals for Membership Method, which will start off with a little bit of my backstory so you can really understand how all of this came about if you don't really know the origins of a Membership Method. But first, it's important to know that I'm not a guru or someone that you'll ever see speak on stage that claims to have all the answers. In fact, I'm absolutely terrified when it comes to speaking in front of any audience, much less a large audience or even being on camera. I'm just a dad from sunny Southern Illinois that likes to take his family to the pumpkin patch on Halloween, to baseball games on a Tuesday, family bowling on a Friday, monster truck races, Easter egg hunting, 4th of July parades, and I love to take my wife out on a date at least once a week for the last 12 years. Now, the reason I'm showing you all of these kind of a look into my personal life is because I want you to know that what you're about to discover throughout this masterclass is going to be something that anybody can do, including you. Because being a family man that doesn't have a ton of time to spend behind his computer all day, I am always on the lookout for shortcuts. And today I'm going to be your guide and share with you my very best shortcut that I have found when it comes to starting any online business from scratch, which is going to be to build membership sites. Now, before we begin, I want you to understand that this masterclass is going to be very important to you right now because today there are just too many ways to build an online business. Today there are too many things you need to figure out. Today there are too many products on the market. And today there are too many people selling you shiny objects. And as a result, it's no wonder that people are overwhelmed with how to build an online business. And I'm sure you can agree that building an online business can sometimes really just feel like you're climbing an uphill maze. And to make it worse, there are thousands of people out there who claim to be experts that want you to think that they can solve all your problems with some easy fix. Well, if you feel like that, you're not alone because I've been there. And back in 1999, I was absolutely addicted to the idea of being able to start an online business. After reading an article in Forbes about how Amazon had this program that they called an associates program, where they pay people 10% commission to send customers to their website, I was hooked on the idea. So I literally signed up and bought every course I could find on marketing so I could just send as many customers to Amazon as possible and get paid for it. So over 3 years, I got really good at it, and my friends started asking what I was doing because they noticed that I never went to work. I was always at home. I was always going to coffee shops for an entire afternoon. I was at the gym in the middle of the day. And I knew that I could teach them what to do if they would only listen. So I put together a course on affiliate marketing, and I thought it was a no-brainer because it's really what everybody was doing. Everyone was creating courses. But once I took all the time to make this course, nobody seemed to care. So for 5 years, I struggled to get anyone to listen, even though I knew I could help them. And I wrote all this content. I created a course that showed them exactly what to do on how I was able to make over 6 figures a year, getting paid by Amazon, working from home, just sending people to their website to buy some stuff. But I couldn't get a single person to buy my course. It was one of the most frustrating and draining times of my life. And if you had told me that I could turn information into a multi-million-dollar business, I would have never believed you. So looking back, I actually really made every mistake under the sun. I watched every video on YouTube. I stayed up all night reading every forum. I subscribed to every email I could get my hands on. I bought every product that I couldn't afford. I even attended every event that I was pitched, and I got so distracted by falling for every shiny object that came into my inbox, I just got overwhelmed with all the advice that was coming my way. So, sure, I was learning, but no matter how much time I spent trying everything that seemed to be working, I couldn't get anything to work for me. Then one day, I was at a bookstore and I came across an article in Fortune magazine about a woman named Linda Wyman, who started a website called lynda.com, and it taught people things like how to use Microsoft Word and Excel. And in her article, she said that she passed just 2 million active monthly members. Now, out of curiosity, I went to her site to see how much she was charging for each one of these members so I could do the math, and this is what I found. Her lowest membership price, and still is, $19.99, which means her website that teaches people how to use things like Microsoft Word and Excel was raking in at least $39,980,000 per month. Now, while I was on her website poking around, I realized what she built was genius because rather than just selling an individual course to one person, she built a website where you could preview the entire course if you wanted to, and then on the right-hand side, you could see there's an area that says contents, and it shows all the videos that are in that course, some of which you could watch for free. And others, if you tried to click on it, what would happen is it would say, if you're ready to watch this entire course, you can become a member. And then you can get access to all the courses on lynda.com with a free trial. So you can really do that try before you buy kind of thing. It's like those free sample people that will float around the food court at the malls. They give you a sample knowing you're going to like it, then you buy their food for lunch. And at least I do, and they get me every time. So I thought to myself, I should just try to do what Lynda does, but teach everything I know about affiliate marketing using her strategy. In fact, there's actually a book out there called The Blue Ocean Strategy that I highly recommend, and the authors talk about how you can create an uncontested marketplace and really make competition irrelevant by taking ideas from one industry and bringing those into your own to really create a new opportunity. So that's exactly what I decided to do. Since I knew a lot about affiliate marketing, rather than just creating a course like everybody else does, because I tried that and it didn't work, I built a membership site that modeled lynda.com, and it worked. And it worked so well. In fact, I went on to build a total of 13 of these. It went on to generate over $25 million in revenue since 2007, which I had a business partner at the time that kind of ran the books and the tech stuff that was behind the scenes. He decided he wanted to retire, so we sold the company. And what you're looking at right now is an email from my account manager where I had to get the total revenue generated from all of my membership sites leading up to the time of sale. And these are numbers that are actually money in the bank numbers, which came out to just over $4.1 million per year, over $11,000 per day, and $476 an hour. And this is every hour of every day for 6 straight years. Now, after we sold the company, I did something that most entrepreneurs are usually, most entrepreneurs fall in, I don't want to say fall into this trap, but basically I took a break from what was working. I took a break from building membership sites because I had some other ideas for other businesses I wanted to build. So, for example, I love playing video games. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to video games, so I developed a game for the iPhone back in 2013 called Boomy vs. Pirates, and it got to the top 10 charts on the App Store, and I also love being healthy, especially when it comes to nutrition, so I launched my own line of health supplements that have been doing well on Amazon. I also love energy drinks, and I always had this idea for a new type of energy drink that's never been done before, so I invented it, and I called it Evil Energy, which is an energy stick you can use to turn any drink into an energy drink. Now, after going on a 5-year business building binge, I've discovered that nothing is as fun, rewarding, and exciting as building a membership site and getting paid every day to genuinely help people. So I got back into it, and I can tell you today, membership sites are working better today than ever before. And I've actually discovered a new way to build membership sites, which is what I'm calling just like membership method 2.0. It's my new method of building them that's working better today than any of the sites I've built in the past. And you're actually going to see not only the sites that I've built using this method in this masterclass, but I'm also going to build a new site throughout this masterclass using the new method so you can see that as well. And if you think about it, today people are just overwhelmed with information. And there are too many, like I mentioned, there's too many products on the market. There's too many people claiming to be an expert. There's just too much useless free information that's floating around everywhere all over YouTube. And I found having a membership site in today's world is as close to the holy grail as people can find when they discover you, because the way that you're going to structure your membership site to be able to solve all the problems all in one place is something that you're really going to be not only just helping people, but really servicing and helping an industry that's going to really need your help. And today we're going to dive into the first week of the 6-week masterclass. But first I want to ask a question, and that is, take a minute and think, what if you could build an online business that actually paid you to live the life you've always wanted? I mean, think about that. The flexibility to control your own hours, the confidence to share your passion with the world, the freedom to choose how you want to live your life. And I'm talking about right now, not tomorrow. Because 18 years ago, I used to wake up every morning to a screaming alarm clock. I would smash the snooze button. I would stumble out of bed. I would gulp down a cup of coffee. I would rush out the door even before I could see my kids wake up, and not just once or twice, but every day, every week, and every year. And I was tired, I was underappreciated, I was following the same old schedule because you've been told it is what it is for the rest of your life. But what if life were different? I mean, imagine a Monday morning, you wake up and the sun is streaming through your shades at 9:15 a.m. and there's no alarm clock. And you roll over, you turn on your phone, you start scrolling maybe through your Facebook news feed. You smile as you see some grumbly posts from friends who have already been at the office for an hour after their 45-minute daily commute. So you get up, you brew a cup of coffee, you check your email, and you see that you made $728 while you were sleeping. Then your phone buzzes, and it's not your boss calling you, it's another sale bringing your revenue up to over $800, all automatic, all from your membership site. Then it's just afternoon. A friend maybe sends you a text to see if you want to grab lunch. Your day's clear. It's always clear. So you say sure, and because you set your own hours, you make it a 2-hour lunch, and maybe it's on a lunch date. You have a couple glasses of wine. You get back home, you kick off your shoes, you check your phone again, and you see you've brought in over $1,700 for that day. You didn't even turn on your computer or go into an office. This isn't just a pipe dream. You can have a successful online business like this today, even if you're not sure what your idea is yet. And I'm going to show you all of that in the Membership Method Masterclass. I never wanted to wage a battle with my daily alarm clock or give up control of my time to somebody else. I wanted to craft a life that let me work on my own terms. And I didn't know how to do it. I just knew I had to figure it out somehow. So with a lot of luck and a lot of hard work, I went from getting kicked out of college with no experience in business to running a successful multi-million-dollar business from the comfort of my own home that's helped millions of people all over the world passively. So this is going to be a business that lets you maybe go to the gym in the middle of the day, which this is what I like to do in the middle of the day. A business that lets you share your passions and your experiences with the world anytime, anywhere. This is a business that lets me create the lifestyle that I want and actually generates revenue while I'm traveling and even having a sleepover with my kids reading Dr. Seuss books all night. And today, for the first time, I'm going to teach you how to start your own successful online business from scratch, designed to produce a predictable passive monthly recurring income. And this is not going to be in a scammy, make $1 million in your underwear kind of way, but in a way that beautifully highlights your passions and your experiences to help the world. And you'll be able to do so by helping people with things that you enjoy using a proven business model. And this will work for anyone in any industry. So for example, Membership Method is going to work if you would like to maybe help others get in shape, help others learn a musical instrument, help others have a better relationship, help others train for a marathon, help others become better parents, help others get into scrapbooking. It could be anything. And whatever it is, we all know how to do something naturally that other people struggle with. So why not get paid every day to just do what you do to help others? So that's what this masterclass is all about. And I have a very important question that I need to ask you. Since there is so much free information about how to start an online business floating around on the internet, why are you here? Are you waiting for the right idea or the perfect opportunity that maybe you'll have the free time to figure it out? Well, when I asked my email list of over 360,000 people about starting an online business, the overwhelming response was yes, we want to start an online business. Why? Well, it's no surprise. We want freedom. We want more time with our family. We want more money. We don't want to work our asses off in a cubicle every day to make somebody else wealthy. You see, the common barrier to starting an online business is our tendency to need just a little bit more information. For instance, if I figure out just which page builder to use, then I'll be ready. Or should I use webinars to sell? I need to do a little more digging. Or is now the right time? I need to get my ducks in a row before I start this. Now, there's a difference between entrepreneurs and wantrepreneurs. So you think about it, entrepreneurs create successful online businesses. Wantrepreneurs, they just want to get to the top, but they don't want to take the time to build a foundation. They read blog post after blog post, they watch YouTube video after YouTube video, and they think to themselves, yeah, I really want to start an online business someday. But to start a successful online business, you just start even before you're ready. And you've already taken the leap to start because you are in this master class. In fact, the brutal truth about starting an online business is that it's about much more than just information, because we've been brainwashed to think that we need more information to make an informed decision. Now, of course, information matters, but there's more to taking action than just that. For example, if I gave you the perfect business idea today, would you know what to do with it? Would you know how to set up a website that converts, where to find a flood of ongoing traffic, how to grow an email list, how to sell without being sleazy, how to package up the idea into a mouth-watering product, how much to charge, how to set up all the technology, how to deploy automated marketing systems, how to handle all the payment processing? I mean, theoretically, you could go out there and find all this information online for free, so why haven't you? Well, the reason is because I was in the same situation. It usually feels like you're drowning from information overload. I know I was, and back then, when I was first getting started online, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know where to start. I was afraid of failing. I didn't know who to trust. I was wasting my time, and it took me a really long time to figure it all out. And since you're here with me right now in week 1 of this masterclass right now, I want you to know I'm here to help. Any questions that you have along the way, I am going to be here to help you. You never have to feel like you are ever drowning ever again. And the fact that you're in this masterclass right now, you will not be left behind, because I've been there. It took me 10 years of trial and error to figure this stuff out. And during that time, I watched videos on YouTube, which were almost always created by somebody that had no real world knowledge or experience about what they're even talking about. They're usually just talking about things they saw someone else talk about. I subscribed to emails, which were usually done by giving your email address to some random person in exchange for a bribe. Or even worse, they send you through a horrific sales funnel with only one goal in mind, which is to buy their stuff. So I bought courses that were always overpriced. They were extremely disappointing because most of the knowledge was already outdated, or it was lacking step-by-step guidance on what you should be doing. Since I wanted to stay up to date on what was going on, and then I thought, well, why not attend events? So I attended all the events that I could that required expensive airfare, a few nights at a hotel. A ticket to an event can range anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, and you're only sitting in a crowded room watching bullet point presentations from boring executives from companies that are sent there just to talk for brand awareness, or worse, they're pitching you even higher priced products. So what did I do? I joined masterminds that usually had a starting price point of $25,000 a year to go to an in-person meeting every quarter at a 5-star resort to eat fancy food, get drunk, and spend even more money. I mean, it's no wonder that people are struggling with how to build an online business. And it's not just with how to build an online business, it's with anything. I mean, if you take just losing weight for an example, there's 7.6 million free videos out there all over YouTube about how to lose weight. But how do we find it so hard to lose weight? It's because the information we need, it's not just the information. Same with personal finance, maintaining good relationships, and about 1,000 more examples. If the information alone mattered, nobody would be overweight, nobody would be unproductive or in debt. I mean, the truth is, there's something missing that's more than just the information, and that missing piece has to do with tapping into our inner psychology. So I began a 5-year-long process of examining my inner psychology to really just find out why I wasn't growing the way that I wanted to, despite all the free information that was out there. And I discovered a concept that was called invisible beliefs, which are beliefs that are just so deeply held within our mind that they're actually invisible to us. And it comes really to starting an online business. And I would really like to share the 11 most harmful invisible beliefs that took me 5 years to really figure all this stuff out. And trust me, we are getting to the Membership Method Masterclass and actually what to do to build your membership site. But this stuff is really important to understand right now, because once you address these now, everything is going to be crystal clear as we move forward together, and you're just going to get so much more done with so much more clarity. So when you take a look at these, really just take a hard look and think about which ones really apply to you. So the first invisible belief is, I don't have an idea. I mean, how are you supposed to come up with an idea that hasn't already been done 1,000 times before? And if you do come up with an idea, how do you know it will work? I mean, who wants to spend a ton of time on an idea that might fail, leaving you worse off when you actually started? Or the second invisible belief is that I have too many ideas. I mean, this is as crippling as no idea. And what do you do when you have too many ideas? How do you pick the right one? And does that mean you have to close the door on all your other ideas forever? I mean, isn't there a way you could just stitch together your interests in one idea that works? Maybe, but maybe you just don't know how. Or invisible belief number 3 is that I don't have time to waste on something that doesn't work. Because how heartbreaking is it to spend months setting up a website, building social media profiles, writing posts, only to discover nobody's interested. Or worse, to really find out that people claim they love your free stuff, but when it comes time to pay, they just disappear. Or the fourth invisible belief is that, why would anyone buy from me? I mean, why would anybody choose you over all these other people with more experience? Some that maybe have had websites for years. They have way more traffic, they have more connections, they have more money. Why would someone choose you? And how would they even find you? Or the fifth invisible belief is that I'm not an expert. I mean, other people have been doing what you maybe want to do for 10 plus years, and a lot of them have professional certifications. They have books, they have TV appearances. So why would anyone listen to you? And if you're not sure about yourself, how could you expect others to take you seriously? Or invisible belief number 6 is, I don't know where to start. I mean, there are a million websites about starting an online business, and some people tell us we need a Facebook page. Others tell us we need to ignore that advice. So who do you know and who you should listen to? Who do you trust? I mean, it just feels like it's a bunch of snake oil salesmen. Is there anyone out there really teaching you anything that can really prove what they're talking about? And how do you put the pieces together? Or invisible belief number 7 is, I'm not tech savvy. I mean, what if you're not a website expert? How much is it going to cost you to set one up? How do you find a designer who will help you without paying thousands of dollars to start? Or maybe invisible belief number 8 is, I hate selling. I mean, does anyone really like to sell? You see all these over-the-top bottom feeders online, and they're always hawking some scammy course about creating courses. So why can't you just do the work and get noticed? How do you start a business on your own terms? Or invisible belief number 9 is, it's not a good time right now. I mean, who has the time to start another project, especially if you're not sure if it's going to succeed? Maybe one day when you have more time. Or invisible belief number 10 is, I'm too busy. I mean, what if what you build actually starts selling? What if you're not a 20-something-year-old with unlimited time? Now you have a second full-time job for yourself, and do you have to update your blog every day, fix your website, answer all the customer service emails? I mean, you didn't want to create more work for yourself. Or invisible belief number 11, I just need to figure it out first. You see, starting an online business is definitely on the bucket list, but what about all the prep before starting it? How do you make sure you're ready? Shouldn't you read all those books on Amazon on your wish list first? You see, I went through every single one of these invisible beliefs over the past 18 years myself, and I still deal with them today. The solution is to not ignore these beliefs, especially as you proceed through the Membership Method Masterclass. Do not let these beliefs make you uncomfortable and get in the way and put a stop to what it is that you're really wanting to build. I mean, you're not going to make $1 million your first year. Nobody does. But taking it step by step, you're going to get small results, then bigger results, then bigger results. And then finally, people are going to look at you and say, wow, I wish I could do what he did, or I wish I could do what she did. I mean, after years of cataloging my own invisible beliefs, I started to really see the patterns that held me back and probably hold a lot of us back from starting an online business, which, by the way, the code word for online business to most people is overwhelm. And it's not just the technology part of starting an online business. I mean, the technology part's the least of it. It's knowing what idea to pursue and whose advice we should follow. And eventually, the overwhelm will lead back to ourselves. Asking questions like, am I good enough? Why would anyone listen to me? Am I ready for this? Do I need more experience? I learned not to suppress these feelings, but instead embrace the feelings. I've learned not to solve them with information, but instead take action. So for example, am I good enough? Well, I don't know, but instead of waiting around, I decided to find out. I got better every step of the way, and a few years later, even though I had no business consulting degree, I've helped tens of thousands of people all over the world turn into successful entrepreneurs and build dream businesses. So it's a shame to let our invisible beliefs remain unexamined, and what's an even bigger shame is to never reach our full potential and actually build the business that you truly want to build because of them. Now, fortunately, there's good news, and that is step 1 is you need to identify your invisible beliefs, which hopefully you've already started to recognize. And step 2 is you need to acknowledge them, which is what I hope you're doing right now. And step 3 is to conquer them, which I'm going to help you do throughout this masterclass, because I've designed this masterclass in a way where at the end of each lesson, you'll have an assignment. So all you have to do is complete that assignment before you move on to the next video as we go through each of these weeks. But before we get into those, I bet you didn't think you were getting a lesson on psychology today, did you? But it's important to make sure that we address those invisible beliefs, because I know that they're going to pop up in your head as we go through this, and I want to make sure that you address them properly. Next, I want to address the lies of starting an online business. And it's really the brutal truth that most online business advice is narrow, it's simplistic, or it's just downright deceptive, because they say you must get on social media. You have to build a list. You need a funnel. Well, I say, no, you don't. Because, okay, you get 5,000 Facebook followers. Now what? How do you go from that to actually making $5,000 and putting that money in the bank? Or you build an email list. You get subscribers. Well, now what? How do you turn those subscribers into customers? Or maybe you have some software to build funnels. Well, now what? What are you going to sell? How are you going to sell it? Where are you going to get the traffic? I mean, all of these are just simple tactics, and each tactic is like a piece to a puzzle. You can spend your life collecting random tactics and random puzzle pieces, but you will never be able to put them all together to make an entire puzzle. If you want to start an online business from scratch that will produce a predictable passive income, there's only one thing you have to focus on, and that is helping people get from point A to point B. And not by mere tactics, but it really taking time to deeply understand what they want, what they'll pay for, and how you can help them. And once you do this, you will have an online business where you can turn your creativity into a thriving passive income and get loyal customers for life. And you're truly helping people, and you can make more money than you've ever imagined. But if you start with just tactics, you're doomed. And that's why we're not going to start off talking about ClickFunnels or setting up your membership software or anything like that, because that's down the road. Tactics are just a piece to the big puzzle. And by the way, tactic chasers have the most unrealistic ideas of success because they think that they can start an online business. They think they can make $1 million in their first year. And if that sounds like you, then this masterclass is going to be a little bit of a struggle, because we will get into the tactics, but it's not all about tactics. So just keep that in mind. I mean, according to internet marketers, you can whip up a product in a couple days and build a funnel and make online riches while you're sleeping from the beach. And I mean, let's get real. Most of these internet marketers are always selling you tactics that are only pieces to the puzzle. And do you really think that they're going to be around for another year, or that they actually know more than just one piece of the puzzle? I mean, if they're really credible, then why don't they have any major press? Why don't they get national attention? Why don't they show you their actual businesses and brands? Why do they only hang out on Facebook and around other internet marketers and brag about how much money they make, that they made off their sucker customers, and that they are leasing Lamborghinis and mansions in Beverly Hills? I mean, you have to just really, as you go through this masterclass, when I say blinders, it's horse blinders. Like when you see that gear they put on horses where they can only see straight or in one direction. That is what you need to do as you go through this masterclass. I don't want you jumping around and thinking, about chat bots and all these other random tactics, because those are pieces of the puzzle. And this masterclass is designed to walk you through how to get from point A to point B. And there's a lot of things we have to do along the way. I mean, when I was starting with growing my first online business, I really started to see through this industry's shortcomings. And because remember, at first I was watching YouTube videos, I subscribed to the emails, I bought the courses, I attended the events, I joined the masterminds. And in the beginning, I didn't know who was good or who was bad, but as years went by, I went from a single website to building 13 membership sites, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertising before I really even started to understand the truth about these experts. And what I discovered was exactly what I thought. They will always just sell you tactics. They're always going to be happy to sell you a single tactic to wash their hands clean, because they could care less about your success. They just care about the sale. They care about getting you as a customer. And so that way they can sell you more tactics later on down the road. I never wanted to build a business like that. So I spent years figuring out how to build my dream business in a way that is a complete opposite from what everyone else out there is doing. And I decided to do what nobody in this industry does, and similar to what Linda does, actually giving away my best content for free, which is you'll see exactly what I mean when we get to the actual structure of building your membership site a bit later. And actually caring about my customers and helping them get from point A to point B, And the results have been extraordinary because out of all the businesses that I've built online, the one that has become my dream business, the one that has generated over $25 million in passive income, and the one that I'm going to be teaching you today and over the course of the next 6 weeks in this masterclass is building a membership site. So let's get to work. Now, to start off, it's important to understand there are two ways to build an online business. There's going to be the hard way, which is to build just one product to solve one problem that you sell to one person. Then there's the easy way, which is to build one membership site that solves many problems that you can sell to many people, which will sign up automatically and pay you every month to be a part of. And it's also important to understand that you should never try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to come up with some new idea that hasn't been done before. Don't try to come up with content that you haven't seen anyone talk about before. I mean, for example, think about Apple and Steve Jobs. Did Apple come out with the first MP3 player? No, these were the first MP3 players. Apple just sat back, they let others take all the risk, and they released the iPod, which was a better version of what was already proven on the market. Did Apple make the first smartphone? No, these were the first smartphones. Apple sat back, they let others take all the risk, then they released the iPhone, which was a better version of what was already proven on the market. Did Apple make the first tablet? No, these were the first tablets. Apple sat back, they let others take all the risk, then they released the iPad, which was just a better version of what was already proven on the market. Now, I could keep on going, but I think you can really get the point. The secret to success with starting an online business is to look at what the most successful have already done and just start there. And that's exactly what I did when I built my first membership site 11 years ago. And it all started with looking at who the most successful was at the time, which was lynda.com. And in her interview, which blew my mind when she said that she went from zero to her first $10 million in monthly revenue, she did that with zero paid advertising. She did not spend a dime on ads. And that her strategy was just to have one website where people could learn all sorts of skills in one place and just charge one monthly membership for it. And once it took off and others came to market, including myself, took what she did with lynda.com and we just implemented it in other industries. So for example, teamtreehouse.com is a site just like lynda.com, but you can go there and learn web design and coding. There's reflectionyoga.com, which is where you can go learn yoga from anywhere on your own schedule at your own pace. There is a website called pencilkings.com, which you can go and learn how to draw like a professional artist. There's guitartricks.com, which is where you can go to learn to play the guitar with online guitar lessons, which, by the way, they have 1.9 million paying members. And it goes to show you that even though there's probably 1 million guitar lesson videos on YouTube for free, you can still create a membership site that people will pay you money for every month for you to teach them what you know how to do. Now, let's go ahead and have a little fun with math. So if you follow everything in this masterclass and you make it from right now to the very end, I want to show you a chart that you can use to kind of just keep in the back of your mind along the way to set realistic goals and expectations as we go through this masterclass together. So the left column is how many new members that you would be getting into your membership site each day for a free 7-day trial. I'm going to pause there for a minute. Think about what I just said. For a free 7-day trial that then goes to $35 a month if they want to stick around after the trial. Now, I paused on that free for a minute because I want you to know that I know some of you that are watching this right now thinking, well, it doesn't matter, if I build a membership site, no one's going to join because there's all this free stuff out there on YouTube. Why is somebody going to pay me for anything? To prove your value for the market, you don't want to charge a dime for someone to get into your membership site. And I'll show you later how to set all this up. You're going to set it up to where it's free for them to become a member to your membership site to get access to everything. And then it's going to go into $35 a month after the trial. And you'll see how to set all this up. Which, by the way, if you follow along and apply what you're going to learn throughout this masterclass and you take all this serious, I know hundreds of people that are getting well over 20 new members a day with having a membership site being their first business they've ever built online. But just to be conservative, let's say you're doing this on the side and you can only get 5 new members a day. Well, at $35 a month, your monthly recurring income, which is cash in the bank, is already going to be $5,250. Month 2, you'll be at $10,500. Month 3, you'll be at $15,750. Month 4, you'll be over at $21,000. And it really is incredible. And it's important to understand that if you follow and if you implement what you're about to discover in this masterclass, I guarantee that you will see money coming into your bank account in larger amounts every day than you could ever imagine. And today, you can finally start an online business that is specifically designed to produce a predictable passive monthly recurring income. And it's the kind that will really let you control your time and give you the flexibility to really live the life that you deserve. So if you want flexibility that comes with an online business and you're ready to build a membership site and you're ready to get started with the Membership Method Masterclass, I am ready to give it all to you. So let's go ahead and dive right in, and I will see you in the next lesson.